Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Tasty Tidbits podcast. Get ready to receive rich, well-seasoned, and tasteful tidbits to transform your life. Each week, Dr. Tiffany comes to you with inspirational encouragement and thought-provoking interviews to help revolutionize your walk with God. Are you hungry for more of His presence? Then get ready. And now, your host, author, intuitive life coach, and pastor, Dr. Tiffany Watkins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Tasty Tidbits. I am your host, Dr. Tiffany Watkins, and I'm so excited to have you here on another episode today. And today we're going to talk about something that I believe is very important. You know, we're getting ready to start heading into the second month, and probably by the time this podcast is released, it'll be the second month. But we're going to talk about achieving your goals today. And I have a very special guest with me today named Michael Morgan, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But before we get started, I want to read you a little bit more information about him. Michael Morgan obtained his BS from Penn State University and his MBA from Carnegie Mellon University. Coupled with his educational background, he has over 15 years of work experience across the companies such as Amazon, Walmart, JP Morgan Chase, and Chevron. His ability to build and maintain his network throughout his educational and career journey has been fruitful in his success. He has a passion for teaching and inspiring others to achieve their goals, which has led him to write the new book, The Power of Networking. So thank you for being a part of the podcast today, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and thank you for having me as a guest on your podcast. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and we're excited to have you here today talking about something that I believe is very important. I'm a life coach, and so achieving your goals and goal setting is so important, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, we're entering into, probably the second month, and, most people have already started setting their New Year's goals. They've already started saying what they're going to do for the whole year. And a lot of times, if you're a very busy person, like I am, you complete a goal, complete a goal, complete a goal. You're doing something the year after year after year. Like on last year, we've accomplished all of these things, and now we're moving on to the next big thing. And sometimes we don't take the time to celebrate what we've accomplished. So just talk a little bit about, Michael, the importance of celebrating our achievements from the previous year.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's critical that you celebrate all your wins, big, small. It's really important. It helps build that confidence. It helps build the momentum. As you stated, oftentimes people are already looking to the next goal and the next year and what else they're going to do, and they don't fully appreciate the journey they've been on and recognize where they've been. So it's extremely important. I use a couple of things with my fiance, some ways that we try to celebrate goals. So two different things that we do. We'll write on Post-it notes some of the goals that we've achieved throughout the year, and then we put it into a bucket. And at the start of this year, to start off the year, we did our own goal setting for the year, but we looked back and we pulled up each Post-it card that we put in and read through it and remembered the things that we accomplished through the year. So that helps boost up our confidence where we're able to see the journey and where we've been, what we've been able to get to today, and where we want to go in the future. So it's really good to understand what you've been through, where you started. Like I said, it really builds up your confidence. That really helps you build that momentum. Celebrating those successes, small or big, those really help show like the journey that you've been on. It's not easy to get to these goals. You need to make sure that you're celebrating them. The second thing that we like to do is we'll treat ourselves, whether it's shopping. My fiance loves to go shopping, so she hits a goal, she'll go buy herself something nice, or we'll go out to like a restaurant, celebrate. But it's important that you just don't leave these in hindsight and just already looking for the next goal. Make sure that you're celebrating. And those are really big. It's an important part of the journey in the process.
Yes, Michael, I think that's important because I used to get to the point where I'm just accomplishing and never really looking back. And some of the problem that can come from that, I believe, as well, too, is that you don't realize how much you actually accomplish, and you can be so hard on yourself and not realizing that you've already accomplished a lot, and you got to begin to slow down and celebrate the wins that you did have, and so that you don't get discouraged along the way, and you'll be able to see, wow, I did, get some, like you said, you get confidence saying that I achieved this particular goal. But if you're just constantly pursuing forward, you'll get burnt out and not realize that you may have already accomplished a whole lot. And then you can be a little bit more softer on yourself. Do you agree with that, Michael?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, what role do values play in the achievement of personal and professional goals?
Values are critical. If your values don't align with your goals, it's going to make it that much more difficult to actually achieve them. So as an example, I care deeply about my health.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's been health issues in my family. I want to make sure I'm living a long, fruitful life. And because I care so much about my health, that's pushing me to wake up. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I'm at the gym at 6. It's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that I do every single day. And if I didn't care about health, I would not be getting up at 5:30 in the morning every day because I also value sleep, but I'm prioritizing my health and I'm making sure I'm going to bed early and I'm waking up early and I'm knocking out that workout. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. I value quality time with my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons that I work out in the morning because
Mm-hmm.
we both work during the day. And in the evening, when we're both finished with work, I want to spend time with her.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't prioritize that value time, I could go to the gym at 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. But if I did that, we probably wouldn't spend any time with each other during the week. So, the
Mm-hmm.
things that I value help push me to make sure I stay committed to my goals, as opposed to if there's a conflict between what I'm setting as a goal and it doesn't align with my values, that's going to most likely lead me to break that goal and not stick to the commitment that I set for myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that is so important because, well, like you said, what you value, and what's most important to you will help you to complete those goals. And my sister, and it's interesting that you said that. One of my sisters said, "Are you gonna continue to go to the gym?" I said, "Yeah, I have to make it a lifestyle. Because as I get older, I don't, with the help of the Lord, I don't want anybody to have to be able to, take care of me or do those types of things. If I can do as much as I can for myself." So I have to make that a priority in my life. And so whatever you value, it will continue to help keep you, like you say, motivated to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, I don't get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, Michael, but I go in the evening. But it'll keep you going at the time, it'll keep you consistent at doing what you want to achieve in order to be better at what you're supposed to do. And so having those values there makes you, it's kind of like what we say in coaching, it's your why. Why are you doing, what you're doing? It helps you to fulfill and complete what you've already started. So that's good. Now,
Yeah, and
some, go ahead, go ahead.
just one thing I wanted to add. I love what you said with the lifestyle. I
Mm-hmm.
I try to have that same mentality. I tell people all the time. I know a lot of people when it gets close to summertime, all of a sudden they want to start working out.
Right.
They want to go on a diet and they want to have the beach body, or it's getting close to like a wedding day or some type of event, but that's not healthy. You're putting your body through ups and downs where sometimes you're working out, sometimes you're not working out, sometimes you're dieting, sometimes you're not dieting. It has to be a lifestyle change. This is
Mm-hmm.
what you need to do consistently, and that's what's going to like make sure that you're healthy and you're achieving your goals. It shouldn't be a short time a goal. This is a lifestyle change. So I think you worded it perfectly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then that way you'll include it in your schedule. It's just like another part of your schedule. Just like if you're going to work, just like you eat, this is that lifestyle change. I'm working out, I'm doing this. And so it also, when you put that in your mind and you think about it and say, okay, this is a part of my life, it doesn't make it as hard. Now, is gym easy? Not all the time. No, it's hard work, but at the same time, it's in your mind that this is something that is a part of your life and that you have to do. And so when you have to do it, even though you don't want to do it, sometimes people don't want to go to work, but you go, because of the benefits behind it. And it's the same thing with working out or whatever goal that you have in mind. When you put it to the point of, this is going to be a part of my life because it's going to make me better and this is going to cause me to accomplish my goals, then it'll make it a little bit easier as well.
Absolutely.
So, the listeners that may be listening, what are some strategies you employ to ensure that your goals that you set for the year are accomplished?
So first and foremost, I think it's really good to document your goals. So me personally, I love putting together vision boards. I
Hmm.
develop a vision board at the start of every year, so that way I can visually see what I'm trying to achieve. I know some people like to journal and write down their goals in a journal to hold themselves accountable. But I think once you write down the goals, it holds you more accountable, and then you essentially manifest it. You speak it
Hmm.
into existence by writing it down. So
Hmm.
I think that's really important. I also love to leverage my network, hold me accountable. I'll tell other people about my goals for the year. They'll tell me about their goals, and they'll support me. People within my network, whether they're friends, family, colleagues, mentors, I'll let them know what goals that I'm striving for, and they'll try to give me advice or support to make sure that I stick to those goals. And vice versa, I'll try to do the same to them. It's good to have an accountability partner.
Hmm.
So think of the gym. It's hard to go to the gym every single day. If you go to the gym with somebody, now
Hmm.
you're pushing each other to make sure that you're both in the gym.
Hmm.
It's the same thing with any of your other goals. If you have somebody that can hold you accountable and you can do the same for them, it makes such a big difference. You're not going through this journey by yourself. So the combination of documenting what those goals are, having that, like leveraging your network to support you, to hold you accountable, and then like you discussed, break down your goals into smaller pieces. Celebrate
Hmm.
those wins along the way. If you just have one big goal that's due at the end of the year, that's difficult. If you break it out
Hmm.
into smaller pieces and you're celebrating your success every month, hey, for the year I want to lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds. Celebrate, hey, in January I lost 2 pounds. In February I lost 3 pounds. Like you're making chunks to get to that end goal, but it makes it much more achievable if you break it out into smaller pieces as opposed to just having one big goal and waiting to see the end result at the end of the year.
Hmm. And Michael, something you said that I was thinking about, you have accountability partners, you have others that you share your goals with. I want to kind of get your idea about the importance of being careful who you share your goals with. What do you think about that? Are there certain people that you would not share your goals with? And how do you know how to find that good accountability partner?
Yeah. So I personally, I like to share my goals with close family members, with close friends that I can really count on, who are supportive, who when they hear me provide a goal, they're not laughing at me
Mm-hmm.
or discrediting my ability to do it. So as an example, I know you talked about I wrote a book last year. There's
Mm-hmm.
some people that I told that, hey, I'm writing a book, and they were like, oh, I'm so excited for you. That's something new, it's something different. And some people were like, what are you talking about? And it almost discrediting, like not believing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have taken that negatively. I could have let them get in my head and be like, oh, well, maybe I'm setting my goal too high. Maybe I'm trying to do too much, and that could have stifled me from being able
Mm-hmm.
to achieve it. So that's why it's good when you're sharing your goals with people that you know are in your corner, that are advocating for you, that will always support you no matter what your vision is, what your goal is, because you want to have that confidence. And you have the right people that believe in you and are willing to support you, it makes it that much easier to actually achieve it. So yeah, choosing the right accountability partners, it makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So with that being said, how important is it to build and maintain a network while achieving your goals?
Oh, it's absolutely critical. Uh, so so I mean, as an example, writing a book has been a new venture for me. getting into I'm now a motivational speaker, so doing speaking engagements for companies, organizations, universities. This is all new for me, but I've added people in my network who are also published authors, who are also motivational speakers. And now I'm setting goals, and because I have people in my network who have already ventured down that journey, I
Mm-hmm.
can reach out to them for help, advice. They've already experienced certain things. They can tell me what pitfalls to avoid. They can tell me the things I want to ensure that I'm accomplishing to make sure I'm reaching my goals.
Mm-hmm.
So having that network, and then just having a support system. It's a lot of work. It's a journey to reach your goals. But having that network and sharing it with them, they can support you and they can give you advice and tutelage throughout the process. So yeah, the network is critical.
Mm-hmm.
And as we discussed, that accountability, once you like adding people to your network while you're trying to achieve your goals, you're letting them know about your goals, they're holding you to it, they're supporting you. There's so many areas where the network can be very influential in your ability to execute.
Mm-hmm. And Michael, this is one question I want to ask and bring out. In building your network, there are many different types of networks, and maybe you can let the people know, some examples of networks. For one, it could be mentorship. That I think that is a networking that you could do. And sometimes you may have to pay. Do you have to pay sometimes for a good network to be able to build what you have? You can have some free, but in order for you to advance to where you desire to go, sometimes you may have to, and I say pay, but to invest in yourself. What do you think about that?
Oh, I'd say absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So there are definitely networks that I've joined that are worth the investment. So as an example, I live in Austin. I joined the Austin chapter of National Black MBA Association. So
Mm-hmm.
I have my MBA. I'm meeting with other like-minded individuals in Austin that also have their business degrees and are striving to excel in their careers, striving to excel in entrepreneurship. And it's a family. It's a support system.
Mm-hmm.
You have membership fees in order to
Right.
join, but being a part of that organization, they provided me with a platform to do motivational speaking. They've
Mm-hmm.
helped me sell some of my books. They've provided me with support. I've joined an organization in Austin. In addition to being a published author and motivational speaker, I work in the cybersecurity industry.
Mm-hmm.
I joined an organization in Austin called Cyversity, which is an organization that tries to get more diversity in the cybersecurity industry. With
Mm-hmm.
with me being new to cybersecurity, I've only been in the industry for 2 years, but now I'm a part of an organization that can get me up to date on what's going on in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to join a mentorship program through Cyversity. So now I have
Yeah.
somebody who's been in the industry for 15 years that's taking me under their wing and helping me acclimate and get up to speed so I could be more effective in my role. So, between joining organizations, I attend conferences. I go to different conferences every year. So there's fees for conferences, there's fees to join organizations, but this has been critical in my professional development. This has been critical in me being able to build out my network. So there's so many areas where it's been advantageous for me. Yes, there's a cost to attend these conferences, to join these organizations. But when I look on the return on my investment, it's been
Mm-hmm.
well worth it. You can't
Yes.
even quantify the benefit of some of the connections I've made by joining these organizations and attending these events.
I'm so glad you brought that out, Michael, because it's so important. In your network, you have to invest in yourself and you have to see that you are worth the investment, because if you never look at yourself as worth the investment, then you will never go forward. And like you said, investing and paying, that's just part of the process because it can get you a wealth of information and knowledge that you would have not gotten had you not invested in yourself and decided to join with a particular organization or a group. I'm getting ready to, I already knew some Spanish, but I wanted to brush up on my Spanish and just start over completely. And so they have something here called Upstate International where you can join and they teach you different languages. You can learn German, Spanish, just the different languages that you can learn. But it goes beyond that. They have networking systems where you can meet people from different nations and different countries. And so it extends beyond that. And just by taking a Spanish class, you don't know what type of network that you may set up or what type of person you may meet just by doing that. And so it's so important to stretch out, and not just stay within your circle. If you want to begin to flourish and grow in your goals, like Michael said, you have to invest in yourself and you have to be willing to stretch out because you don't know what may meet you on the other side.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't have worded it better myself.
Yeah, so it's just so important. And I come across people all the time where they're like, I just don't have the money, or, I can't do that at this time. But I believe we make room for what we want to make room for. If we can eat out several times a week, then we can take some of that money back and we can invest it in enhancing our who we are as an individual and increase our networks. And then, like you said, it'll be far more valuable in the end, and you don't know where it could lead. And so it's so important. And I stress that a lot, Michael, that you've got to be willing to invest in yourself, especially as a business owner. When you're trying to start your business or you have a business, it's crucial that you have a network of people because your business can't grow or flourish without a network of people. And you have to begin to expand beyond, and I'll say this, Michael, your home network, because a lot of times the people that won't support you. Like strangers will support you, because you're reaching out. And so if you're just staying within your comfort zone, you'll never know and see the ability of your gifts by just staying home, because people will, I say, sometimes downplay your gifting or whatever you've been called to do in business or whatever it is. But when you stretch out and network, you'll be surprised at how valuable you may be to someone else. Do you agree with that, Michael?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I love one of the points that you brought up where people say they don't have the funds to invest in themselves. I challenge people often to reevaluate where they're spending money.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a lot of people, to your point, people spend a ton of money out at restaurants rather than
Mm-hmm.
cooking at home. They'll spend money at bars, they'll spend money on streaming services. They'll spend money on things that don't help them grow and develop at all.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of spending money on a gym membership, instead of money spending money to join an organization, to attend a
Mm-hmm.
conference, things that are helping better themselves, improve their health, improve their professional development, expand their network. So I really do challenge people to like really evaluate where you're spending your money and make sure you're investing yourself in a positive light,
Mm-hmm.
because you most likely have more money than you think. You're just not
Mm-hmm.
spending it in the ways that are more beneficial to yourself.
And that is so true. I just eventually I took a class not too long ago, learning how to invest in REITs, real estate investments online. And one of the things that we learned in that class was that, you have money, like you said, that you don't realize versus you buying your favorite perfume or your favorite dress or, going to your favorite restaurant. You can take that same money aside and start investing in real estate or start investing in stocks and start investing in bonds, even though you may not know a lot in a little bit. They call it building brick by brick. So you don't look at something you said earlier, Michael. We have this big goal, and if we just all tried to do it all at one time and get everything done before the year was out, it would seem impossible and we might give up. But if you take it brick by brick and say, okay, this first quarter, I'm going to invest this amount of money into growing my finances, or I'm going to invest this amount of money investing in my networking and making sure that I grow, then we'll be surprised because, like you said, there is money there. We just have to begin to look at it in order to be able to see what we can do. And we can do a whole lot more if we really evaluate that. And so this year, listeners, I want to encourage you to invest in yourself and look and know that you are worth it and that. This is a season and a time where you need to invest in you. We oftentimes invest in others and we make that as an excuse of why we can't do. But I believe this is a year where you can achieve your goals. And like Michael was talking about, and begin to celebrate your achievements from the past year and move on. And so we want to make sure that you're able to do that. And Michael, he has the book, The Power of Networking. And if you get his book, you'll be able to learn more about the power of networking and just also find out more about what's going on in your life and how to get better. So, Michael, thank you for being a part of the podcast today. We really appreciate you being on today.
Oh, like I said, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me as a guest.
Yes, yes. Now let the listeners know how they can get in contact with you if they want to know more about the power of networking and just a little bit more about what you do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I have my own website. So the easiest way is to reach out to me through my website. I have a contact form on there. My website is michaelvmorgan.com. So V is in Victor, Michael V. Morgan. I'm on Instagram, same thing, michael.v.morgan. I'm on Instagram. That's my handle. I'm on LinkedIn, Michael V. Morgan. So feel free to reach out to me through any channel. I'd love to speak with any of your guests. I'm here to help. I really care about helping people to achieve their goals. So any way that I can assist you, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll definitely follow up. And like I said, thank you again for having me as a guest on your show. I love the show, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much, Michael, for being on. And listeners, let's make this the best year that we can. Start finding the appropriate networks, connect with Michael, and learn a little bit more about what you need to know in order to get the right networks, in order to do it right, so that you'll be able to have a year that not only begins right, but ends right. And so until next time, God bless. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to Tasty Tidbits. If you're enjoying the show, feel free to subscribe, rate, and share with your friends. To learn more about Dr. Tiffany, check her out on Linktree at dr.tiffanywatkins or visit her website, iridescencebytiffany.com. Until next time, stay blessed.